Hey guys, welcome back to Down the Stretch. We have a 10 race program. A lot of small fields, but sometimes, them look about them Talawakers, it looks like it's a very competitive program. So we're going to get right into it. But first, before I get into this video, I want to big up all my subscribers, everybody who leave a comment, who leave a like, who share my videos. I do this because of you guys. You guys motivate me to put out more videos. So keep with those comments, the likes, the subscribes, the share, respect to all of you guys. The first race, nature bred 4-year-olds and up, numbers of 3, and imported 4-year-olds up, numbers of 2. A field of 9, goes 6.5 furlongs, ball in this race down to 4. They are the 3, Train of Thought, the 5, Play Fair, the 8, Zulu Warrior, and the 9, Blue Sensation. Okay, Train of Thought. Andrew Wright for Stephen Todd. Second by 3/4 length and last to Battle Angel at 8 furlongs. Now at 6.5. Capable, once focused, is busy at the exercise track. This horse tends to set just off the pace, and if he comes with his run that he came with on last, definitely should have a good shot. The 5, Play Fair, the horse I like in the event, Ryan Lewis for Anthony Nunes, has shown nothing in his last 4 or 5 starts. But if you remember back on the 21st of September, at this distance, came with a beautiful stretch run to win by 3.25 lengths, beating Smart Trick, who has left this class and gone up Zulu Warrior, who's present today. And I think if that Play Fair turns up, working very well, has a grand shot of pulling this off. The 8, Zulu Warrior. Tevin Foster for Howard Bailey. 4th by 13 lengths and last to Brenda Boy and Titan Temper at a mile. Before that, at 7 furlongs, was second by 2.25 lengths to Miss Sherry, beating Jay Spieth after breaking slowly. Last time at 6 furlongs was third by 3 lengths to Fearless Force and Immeasurable Joy. A focused Zulu Warrior here, who is working fairly decent, is also one that has a good shot in the event. And the 9, Blue Sensation, Olin Mullins for Peter John Passad, third by 15 lengths and last to California Crown at 5.5 furlongs back in January. At 7 furlongs on December, was second by 1.25 to Supremacy, who has gone on to overnight allowance. So in my opinion, this represents the class horse at the event, and if they go too fast too soon, I think this Blue Sensation will be the horse finishing best of all. For superfecta consideration, those who like long shots, I'd probably squeeze in the 7, Blood Moon, Demar Williams claiming 4 kilos for Gary Sobrati. Last win was at 6 furlongs back in February, beating Chief Dissident. Focused, training well, and I think it's an outside possibility for the exotic bets. Second race, 3 years and up, claiming 1.5 million to 1.2 million. A small field of 6, 5.5 furlongs, so it's a quick dash. Ball in this race down to 3. They are the 1, Sensational Move, the 5, Rani Bangala, and the 6, Milos. Okay, Sensational Move, Radish Roman for Gary Sobrati. Lackluster performance in the last 2 starts at overnight allowance. Steps back down to claiming. Last time at this distance was third by 4 lengths to Inspire Force. His last win was at this distance, at this level, 1.5 million when beating Milos by 5.25 lengths. So steps back down to the claiming ladders now. But we'll have a lot of speed to contend with on the headline. But is a classy sort, and once sown, should be the horse to beat. The 5, Rani Bangala, Yuval Pinnock for Patrick Lynch. Nothing in his last 2 starts at 1.5 million and overnight allowance. The figure 8 is now on again, coming in light at 115 pounds. Last run at this distance was 4th by 7.75 lengths in that same Sensational Move race. Was hindered in the last furlong of that event when staying on late. And if the pace goes too fast, too soon, this is a nice outside possibility, this Rani Bangala. And the 6, Milos, Robert Halladine for Rudolph Hardiel, 5th by 7.5 lengths and last to Legacy Isle at overnight allowance. Steps back down to 1.5 million claimer. Last time at 1.5 million claimer. Over the straight 5 course was an easy 2.75 length winner over Sugar Daddy, who's present today. Represents some of the pace of the race, but it's going to have it hot up front. But at this level is comfortable, and I think should fight it out even carrying 126 pounds. The third race, nature bred 5-year-olds and up, knowledge of 2, and imported 5-year-olds and up maiden. Another small field of 6. They go 6.5 furlongs. One this also down to 3. They are the 2, I Am Interested, the 3, Toots and the 6 Sicaro Man. Okay, I'm interested. Was beaten 8 by 20 lengths on last at 5.5 furlongs to Shuami the Butcher. That race was a complex race with a big field. Horses didn't get clear runs. So I'm willing to give this I Am Interested another shot. Before that, at the 22nd of February, over the straight was a good 4th by 5.5 lengths to Jack Daniels. Radish Roman for Joseph Thomas here. Expecting a better run from this I Am Interested. The 3 Toots, Omar Walker for Adin Williams. Last time out was the 29th of March, finishing second by 3 lengths to Electrode. Electrode, who I think is much better than this level. So Toots, from a clean break here at this distance, I think is a very dangerous horse and should fight it out. And the 6, Sicaro Man, Emilio McLean, claiming 4 kilos for Alfonso Harris. This horse also packs a good early pace if he comes out of those starting gates clean. So from a clean break, Sicaro Man coming in claiming 4 kilos, I'm giving a good shot in this event. The 4th race, native bred 3-year-olds, non-runners of 2 and imported 3-year-olds and up maiden, 7 starters, quick dash 5.5 furlongs. I'm boiling this down to 3. They are the 4, another one, the 5, Bowmore, and the Freshfoot, the 7, Miss Marbella. Okay. Number 4, another one, Shane Ellis for Anthony Nunes. After an impressive win on February 9th over the straight course, came back at 6 furlongs in the Sir Howard Stakes. Made the running easy, was clear at the top of the lane but short and stride in deep stretch to be caught by Honor Prince and Prince Roy. Better for that run at this level. Has worked well coming into the race and definitely looks to be the horse they might have to try to catch. The 5, Bowmore, Richie Shakes claiming 4 kilo for Philip Lee. Disappointing run last, 7 by 19 lengths, but that was against a very useful nephew, H2O and Incredible Joe. Before that, at 5 furlongs, run was second by 2 3/4 lengths to Rico. So as an imported horse coming in here claiming 4 kilos from these, in my opinion, I think this Bowmore may be the horse they're going to have to beat. And the 7, Miss Marbella, Ryan Lewis for Peter John Passad. Working very well, this interestingly bred horse out of Echotown. Echotown was a grade 1 winner in the United States, was a run-on sprinter. Small colt, but very useful. And the dam is Lola's Kisses out of It's My Lucky Day. It's My Lucky Day was a winner of the Florida Derby, so that stallion had some stamina. So it's interesting to see how this Miss Marbella will perform, but working very well, has a minute and 1 round the bends for the 16th of March, and last we're coming to this was 102 and 1 breezing the 30th of March. So those are the 3 I'm boiling it down to. The 5th race, 5 years and up, optional claiming 200,000, and native bred 6 years and up, non-winners of 2, non-winners of a race since December 5th. Small field of 7, quick dash 4 furlongs straight. Boiling this race down to 4. There are the 2, Schlesinger, the 3, Galway Bay, the 5, Big Man Biden, and the 7, Excuse Me Goodbye. Okay, to be honest, this is a race I'd probably leave alone. And if you find bankers on your pick 6, I'd probably carry everyone in this race, because this race is just horses are on pins and bolts. Okay, the 2, Schlesinger, O'Neill Mullins for Peter John Passad. Last time out 4 furlongs straight was 4th by 4.5 lengths to Sir Ganga Jamuna. That horse has come back on 1. Zedai was second in that race, and Fiery Path was 3rd. So Schlesinger coming into this race, I think definitely has a shot here. The 3, Galway Bay, who I think represents the speed of the race. Richie Shakes clearing 4 kilo here for Rudolph Hardale. Does love this kind of distance, and possibly the horse they're going to have to catch. The 5, Big Man Biden, Eric Horton claiming 4 kilos for Omar Williams. 6 by 4.5 lengths on last, the Fire Pass over 3.5 furlongs. Should relish the extra half a furlong here, and coming in this light could give our outside possibility of running on. And the 7 is Excuse Me Goodbye, Omar Walker for Fitzgerald Richards. Consistent sort, does have a lot of speed, should welcome the 4 furlong straight, and giving him her a shot here to have another say. So those are the 4, but as I said, if you find some bankers, man, probably use every horse in this race. The 6th race, native bred 3-year-old maiden, a field of 10, they go 5 furlongs straight. Bound this race down to 4. They are the 4, Pretty Sassy, the 5, Alive, the 9 Native Flyer, and the 10 I'm Outstanding. Okay, the 4 Pretty Sassy, Robert Halladine for Robert Pearson, makes her debut. She's out of Midnight Hawk by Beware of the Boys by Big Brown. Working fairly well at exercise, is working with Sonogram, Speedy Sonogram, who won recently, and Kaylin Melody. So expecting a good run. First time of asking from this Pretty Sassy. The 5, Alive, Jerome Ennis for Jason DaCosta. Interestingly bred colt, Bold Conquest by Princess Astrid by Northern Giant. Not much at exercise, but looks capable enough. And I'm going to give that one a look in here. The 9, Native Flyer, the horse I think they might have to catch. Big Cardenas for Stephen Todd, 4th by 6.5 lengths and last to Perfect Affair. Before that, over the straight was 4th by 7.25 lengths, The Linguist. So working fairly decent coming into the race, looks very sound, looks very fit. Should fight it out. And the horse I think they have to beat is the 10, I'm Outstanding, Ryan Lewis for Peter John Passad. On debut, had a awkward beginning, still managed to get back into the race. Was slightly hampered coming into the stretch, but was staying on strong in the end to be beaten second by 1.25 to Brahma Bull. Busy at the exercise since, and looks like the horse I think they're going to have to beat. If I was going to squeeze a horse into my superfectors, I'd probably use the 2, Alchemy of Souls, O'Neill Scott for Jason DaCosta. This horse had a decent debut, was second by 8 lengths to another one. Came back at 6.5 furlongs and was beaten 20 lengths by Prince Roy. Don't know what could have gone wrong there, but has worked well since. But just because of that bad performance, I don't have Alchemy of Souls higher on this list, but I'll definitely squeeze him into the exotics. The 7th race, nature bred 3-year-old and 4-year-old, non-winners of 4 and imported 3-year-olds and up non-winners of 3. Small field of 6, they go 5.5 furlongs, and I'm boiling this race down to 1 horse, and that is the 4, Supernatural Power, Radish Roman for Philip Fiani. This powerfully grey filly has 2 starts, 2 wins. On debut at 6 furlongs, was an impressive double-digit winner in 1:11.3 over Gurvano. Gurvano has come back to win back-to-back races. Last time out, Gurvano stepped 2 classes up and still managed to win easily. So with Supernatural Power only stepping up a class up now, I think, unless something dramatic happens, I don't see how the Supernatural Power loses. For an exacta in the event, I'm going to carry her barnmate, Magnificent Force, Ian Spence for Philip Fiani and ACK Stables. So I'm expecting the owners to run the exacta here. Last time out was 4th by 10 lengths to Supernatural Power, but going around the bends, last time at this distance was a winner by a short head over Midnight Flight. So if the pace sets up as I expect, I think Magnificent Force will be the horse staying on the strongest in the end. And for the trifecta, I'll use the 1, Rico, Robert Halladine for Jason DaCosta. Impressive winner on last at 5 furlongs round. Stepping up in class, but stepping up as a useful horse. So that's how I think the race comes down. But if everything goes well, I think Supernatural Power should put in another brilliant performance. The 8th race, nature bred 5 wheels and up, non-winners of 4 and imported 5 wheels and up, non-winners of 3. A field of 8, they go 5.5 furlongs, and this is a very, very competitive race. Okay, I'm boiling this race down to 4. There are the 2, Lion Charmer, the 3, Loyal Action, the 6, Money Slam, and the 8, Fly Blue Jet. A lot of people saying how you leave in final load. Let me explain. Okay. Number 2, Lion Charmer. You will pin up for Patrick Lynch. Consistent sort, much race sort, but doesn't seem to get it right. Is a stretch runner, tends to come from off the pace. Some people think that he wants a distance on ground. This horse is bred to sprint. I like him back here at this. I like her back here at this 5.5 furlong distance. The last time at this distance, she was only beaten a length 4th by Noble Attitude and Lady Abimala after breaking slowly. I think from a clean break here, a focused Lion Charmer gets to hug that rail turning for home. I think he's going to be a dangerous horse in this stretch. The 3, Loyal Action, stablemate of Lion Charmer. TJ Suku claiming 4 kilos here for Patrick Lynch. In my opinion, represents the other speed horse in the race. Last time this horse and Final Load met, this horse put the pressure on Final Load early and Final Load quit in the stretch. So that's the reason why I'm leaving Final Load out of my selections. I could be wrong, but that's the reason. Represents some speed in the race, and if allowed, to slip off if final load doesn't put in an early punch. Could be a very dangerous horse in the stretch. The 6, Man Islam, also from the stables of Patrick Lynch, Demar Williams, claiming 4 kilos here. Nothing in his last 4 starts, but his last win was at this level at non-winners of 3, beating Equinox and Kismet when stalking the pace. Busy at the exercise track, and wouldn't surprise me if Man Islam puts in a big run. And the 8, Fly Blue Jet, who's possibly the horse I think they have to beat, has run with a lot better than these. Was third to Benson at this distance back in December. Benson has gone on to be running in Grade 1 company now. Was second to Lady Abimala over the straight 5 course. Then was second by 8 lengths over the 5 run to Huntsman. And then second by 8 lengths to Bulletproof Coffee. All those runs shows that Fly Blue Jet possibly is the horse they're going to have to beat, with Radish Roman riding for Gary Sobrati. Those are the 4 that I think it comes down to. Outsider to put in the superfecta, if anything crazy happens in the race, would be the 5, Princess Rhea. Eric Horton claiming 4 kilos for Omar Williams. Right, so that's the reason why I leave Final Load. Not saying Final Load can't win, but my reason being is that at the shorter trip, and I'm expecting a little stronger pace, I don't know if Final Load is going to be able to get it easy as how he likes to run. The 9th race, the Ian Levy Cup, 3-year-old and up stakes, Grade 1, 8 starters, 8.5 furlongs. And this race looks like a Gold Cup race. It has that aura of a Gold Cup kind of race. Nice $4 million purse. I'm boiling this race down to 4. They are the 1, Barnaby, the 3, Commandant, the 7, Atomica, and the 8, Fun Can Done. Okay, Barnaby, Tevin Foster for Anthony Nunes, coming in 122 pounds. Impressive winner and last at 7.5 furlongs when chasing and catching former 2-time Horse of the Year Atomica. That run was extra impressive because he chased at extremely fast pace, 23.45, and still managed to pull off to win in a fast time. Working very well coming into this race, so I think Anthony Nunes has found this Barnaby. Not a very big horse, a small horse, but has a beautiful stride on him and a big heart. So definitely Barnaby is in here with a maximum shot in my opinion. The 3, Commandant, Radish Roman for Rowan Crichton. This horse has gone on from strength to strength and proving that he is definitely a A1 horse. Last time out at 7 furlongs. Made all the running to clock 46 for the half mile and 110.4 for 6 furlongs to win an impressive 124.3, beating Inspired Force and Run Julie Run. Run Julie Run was beaten 8 lengths in that event. Comes in here 10 pounds heavier though, but I think this horse is definitely a classy sort. When he was at Gulfstream, this distance 8.5 was his pet trip. Last time over this distance he was second by a length in a fast 140.1, which in Jamaica that would probably be a track record. So definitely this Commandant is definitely a big horse and should fight it out. The 7, former 2-time Horse of the Year, 3-time Jamaica Cup winner and Derby winner, the explosive filly Atomica. Omar Walker gets the ride here for Gary Sobrati. 6-year-old now. Generally horses' disability at this age, a mare would be at the stud farm, but I guess she's still showing that she has a few shots left to fire. Still busy at the exercise track. Good second and last by 3 lengths to Barnaby, because in that race she had to contend with California Crown Mamma Mia in a blistering speed duel. She won't have to worry about that kind of pace this time around. So if she's allowed to relax, and if they allow this Atomica with her class to slip off on that lead, she could prove a very dangerous animal in the stretch. And the 8, Fun Can Done, 2024 Horse of the Year and Mouttet Mile winner, Robert Halladine for Jason DaCosta, making his seasonal debut. And let's see if Fun Can Done can break the jinx of the Mouttet Mile. And when I said jinx of the Mouttet Mile has run twice, and both horses who have won the Mouttet Mile has never won a race again. Excessive Force won it first, hasn't won a race since, and Rough Entry won it the next year, didn't win a race and is now retired to stud. So that's why I said the jinx of the Mouttet Mile. So let's see if Fun Can Done can break that jinx. But it's a tough race for him to do it in because he hasn't run since December, so he's coming off a break, working very well, but He started that pace in the mouttet mile and came through in the stretch, although Legacy Island Commandant were making their debut in Jamaica and they only had one gallops coming into the race. So they have slight excuse there, but that takes nothing away from the fact that Fun Can Run is definitely a top class horse. And although coming in here with 126 pound and coming in here fresh, has worked fairly well in this race, and being the horse of the year, should definitely have a say in the outcome. So that's the 4 I think the race comes down to. A sneaky horse to squeeze into the exotics in case one of my selections fail is definitely going to be Farmer Horse of the Year, and the horse who has the stakes record time for this race, Further and Beyond. Further and Beyond is coming in here with a feather in his back, and if TJ Sukuk can get this horse to settle down and keep him off the pace, because I'm expecting a decent pace up front, keep him off the pace, don't watch how far back he is, just make him move at the half mile. I think Further and Beyond can pick up some of the pieces at the end. The 10th and final, 3-year-olds and up, optional claimer 700 to 600,000, and 6-year-olds and up, non-winners of 4. Nice field of 12, they go 7 furlongs, and this is another tricky race. So I'm boiling this down to 4. They are the 5, Storm, the 6, Big Jewel, the 10, Exotic Light, the 12, Tigray Express. Okay, Storm. Samantha Fletcher for Leroy Tomlinson. Last time out, came from off the pace to finish 3rd by a length and 3/4 to Wilson. At this level, which was not the norm for Storm. Storm generally sits real close to the pace or tries to get on it, so that was a very good run by Storm. So just on the fact that it came from off the pace and still ran well at this level at 7.5 furlongs, definitely have to give Storm a shot here. The 6, Big Jewel, Paul Francis for Ryan Darby. After a very impressive win at the class below this, came to 7 furlongs at the same level, but something obviously went awry in that race as he shortened stride rapidly in the stretch. So even though stepping up in competition here at 700,000, if sound, I think Big Jewel, who has the back class of this event, should again put in a capable effort. The 10, a sneaky horse that I like in this race, is Exotic Light. At a good price, Richie Shakes claiming 4 kilos, so it's coming in very light for Edward Stanberry. Nothing in recent starts. Last win was at 5.5 furlongs, coming from way off the pace to beat Prince Marshall and Rosha the Warrior. The distance might look a little long for Exotic Light, but I think run-on sprinters can get 7 furlongs if the pace sets up the right way. So I'm giving this Exotic Light a good chance at a very good price. And the 12, Tigray Express, Radish Roman for Peter John Prasad, looking a hat-trick of wins now. Last time out at this level at 6.5 furlongs was an easy winner, beating Russia the Warrior and No More Deals. Before that, at 7.5 furlongs, made all the running to beat Colorado Ranger, who's present today. Very fit right now, and getting just a slight little break coming into this, fresh. I think Tigray Express, possibly the horse they might have to beat. If I was going to squeeze in a outsider in the race, or a horse I think who could cause problems and still hang around, is going to be the 7, Anonymous, Rudolph Page for Donovan Russell. Nothing in his last 3 starts, but when focused, probably might be one of the faster horses in the race, and if allowed to get to that lead and get comfortable, could prove to be a very dangerous horse at the finish. So those are my selections for the 5th of April. I hope you guys have some luck, and as usual, stay safe.